You're watching FiOS 1 News. It's 12 noon.
Happening now on FiOS 1 News, a storm nightmare for drivers on the 280 stranded in their cars for hours, and today's cleanup isn't making the commute any easier. Then state troopers stretched thin by the storm, the staggering number of accidents and rescues almost overwhelming the department. Then state offices are finally back open today, but a state of emergency remains in effect. The news starts right now.
FiOS 1 News, Daytime Edition.
Hello, thank you for watching. I'm Brian Webb. We're going to get to your top stories in a moment. First, though, many still digging out from the snow and the ice from yesterday's nor'easter. Let's get things over to meteorologist Brittany Bohr for a check of the weather. Hi, Brittany.
Brian, good afternoon. So most of the state saw snow yesterday. These were our actual snowfall totals. You can see in the pink there, that was 18 inches or more of snow, concentrated mostly in the higher elevations. And the line of 3 to 6 and 1 to 3, very, very, very small here. So about 30 miles, you could have seen 1 to 3 inches and then 18 plus in just a short distance. So it was a really hard storm to forecast for. Right now, skies are looking pretty good out there. Nothing to report in the way of precipitation. Temperatures in the mid-30s out there across the region will warm up a little bit today. The evening commute looks good, but those wind chills will get you. Stick with me for more details on the forecast.
It's definitely been a busy morning out there, and now taking a look at New Jersey Transit, we still do have some suspensions at the moment on Morrison Essex, Gladstone, and Montclair Boonton due to overhead wire problems, and then Bergen County and Port Jervis line as well. That service has been suspended both directions due to trees across the track. So really has been a busy morning for New Jersey Transit. Plus, we've got several delays on the lines of Northeast Corridor, Raritan Valley, and the River Line as well. And we've got a couple accidents too. Definitely slippery, slick roads out there with that snow that we had yesterday. So as we take a look, this disabled tractor trailer and I-80 westbound west of exit 52 blocking the right lane. We've also got down trees and wires all over the place, but it's closing the road over here on Route 28, both directions east of Raritan Avenue. If you're heading out to the airports, you can see we've got several cancellations out there, so definitely a good idea to check on your status. And if you're taking the buses too, they have resumed on New Jersey Transit. I'm Lauren Richardson. That's your FiOS 1 traffic report.
Well, the aftermath of yesterday's nor'easter is creating commuter headaches all across New Jersey today, from airports to the roads and the rails. FiOS 1's Arnold Godoy is in Oakland, where some people were stranded in their cars for more than 7 hours.
Cars at a standstill this morning.
Since about 5:30 in the morning, just trying to get to Wayne.
This all happening on 287 in Oakland. A nasty accident involving several tractor trailers, bringing both sides of the highway to a complete stop around 1 a.m. Traffic not moving again until close to 9, leaving some unable to get to work.
Well, I'm one of the managers at ShopRite, so I'm supposed to be opening the store today, so I have to get someone out there to take over.
I was heading from Fort Lee to Oakland when I hit the traffic and brought you that report through my smartphone. Good morning. Right now we're on 287. We've been stuck here for a little over an hour now. Traffic is at a standstill. Many of us wondering how long it would last.
I'm thinking I might be here 8 hours. We haven't moved one car length in over an hour. So I called my boss and I said, I don't know what time I'll be in.
And these traffic woes are not just happening here. Many drivers stranded overnight in other areas. This happening on 280. State police saying this was after an accident in West Orange. Tired drivers saying this commute turned into a nightmare.
Oh my God, I've been plowing all night. Just want to get done and get home, Frustrating. Just want it to be over.
State police say they dispatched urban search and rescue crews overnight to help out some of the stranded drivers, bringing some to a warming shelter to get out of the cold. In Oakland, Arnold Godoy, FiOS 1 News.
Well, the other big problem caused by yesterday's nor'easter, more power outages, especially in Sussex County, where thousands of people are without power today, on top of the thousands of people who lost power during last week's storm. FiOS 1's Rob Romano is in Hampton Township.
Drive on Westbrook Road in Newton, and you'll see power lines down. On nearby Route 94 in Frieden, a slanted tree is tangled in wires. A worker with the Newton Public Works Department tells us off camera that the township of Newton was lucky during last night's storm because, he says, even harsher weather was expected. Workers with Jersey Central Power and Light in nearby Hampton Township said the efforts to restore power are going well. despite 2 nor'easters in less than a week. Louise Macheron did not lose power in last night's storm, but she lost it for 5 days because of last week's nor'easter. She gave us a snapshot of what she went through.
But I have no water, so I had to unhook stuff to boil water to wash the dishes or make my coffee. So we were melting snow and putting it in the tub so we could flush the toilet.
This morning, people are dealing with the aftermath of last night's storm. One man who lives on Westbrook Road in Frieden Township said he was expecting power to come back in the next day or so. Land surveyor Kevin Hanna's workday has been affected by the snow and because of crews making the rounds.
Well, we're dealing with over a foot of snow and power outages currently.
Hanna says the conditions will affect the business he works for.
I work for surveying and engineering for a company, so actually all this snow actually prohibits the work that we try to do.
Others, though, made out okay in last night's storm. Bob Cartagina's lights are still on.
It got to about 18 inches, I would think. But the roads were taken care of and everything was done pretty well. I didn't lose any power, fortunately.
In Hampton, Rob Romano, FiOS 1 News.
Well, Governor Murphy is urging patience from people still waiting to get the power back on in their homes. Many have been in the cold and the dark for days. Yesterday's storm hit Morris, Warren, and Sussex counties especially hard, and those are the same counties hit hardest by last Friday's storm. The restoration efforts were still underway for more than 10,000 homes when the second nor'easter hit, and the governor says he understands why people are so angry.
I don't blame folks for being outraged and frustrated and angry as heck. I do believe that they have prioritized, I don't want to speak for them, but they've prioritized the folks that were already out above the line to be first in line to get back on. But it is quite clear that there was a flat-footed response to this.
The governor says the state will be looking at what went wrong with power outages to try to find solutions in the future. Many people are stepping out for the first time today after weathering yesterday's nor'easter. But if you are in Bloomfield, you might run into some trouble just getting out of your front door. FiOS 1's Jessica Orban has more.
On Bloomfield Avenue, the township's main road, the streets are clear for drivers, but parts of the sidewalk are still covered in nearly a foot of snow.
The main roads are great. The sidewalks aren't even shoveled. Over on the other side of the road there, that's solid from that corner down to the driveway.
It's just hard to get over these mounds, and it just, if you have weak ankles like me, it's just a challenge.
Those we saw out and about today had to jump over mounds of snow and navigate the slippery and ice-covered sidewalks, in many cases forcing people to walk in the street.
And I had to walk in the street because the sidewalks weren't shoveled, so it is dangerous.
And if you needed to cross the street, that came with a different obstacle. Massive puddles.
On the side roads, no matter where you go, you got water, puddles. No water's running, you got to go in it. You got to step in it. Either that, you got to go back home, one or the other.
Here in Bloomfield, it's each individual business's responsibility to make sure the snow is cleared from their part of the sidewalk. Some haven't gotten around to it.
We're a retail business that we have to keep our front walk path, totally clean. And then we also have the entrance, too, that we have to keep clean.
Mary Murdoch, the owner of JT Murdoch Shoes, says even though her walkway is clear, the piles of snow that line the curb will hurt her business.
We have a lot of people that are in wheelchairs, so they're not going to come today. We're wheelchair accessible. They park out front. The vans come, park out front, and then they let the people in. But they're not going to be able to come today. They'll just stay inside. So our business will be slow.
Not only is it each business's responsibility to clear the sidewalk, we reached out to the Bloomfield Buildings Department, and according to the township's laws, the snow and ice must be removed within the first 12 hours of daylight after a snowstorm, or a business could be charged with a misdemeanor and fined thousands of dollars. In Bloomfield, Jessica Orban, FiOS 1 News.
A day after the nor'easter number 2, a snow emergency is declared in Newark. The Department of Public Safety says there are so many trees and electrical wires down throughout the city. Plows are having a tough time clearing the roads. Crews have been out all night working to clear the roads, but say the process will take a while. And a reminder from city officials, avoid fallen wires and heavy tree limbs and never try to move them. Instead, you can report fallen trees and power lines to this number, 973-733-4311. A lot of the power outages were caused by falling branches. Check out this video caught on surveillance video. Wow, that's a backyard in Hampton Township. This was during the height of yesterday's storm. We're told no one at the home was hurt. In Sussex County, a man is facing charges after allegedly threatening to kidnap a utility company employee. Vernon police say 63-year-old Robert Winter called JCP&L on Monday and threatened to kidnap the worker because his power had been out for several days, and that Winter said he knew how to make bombs and threatened to blow up a substation so that no one else could have power. That call was recorded and forwarded to police, and Winter was arrested at his home a short time later. He is now facing terrorism charges. Well, the storm certainly kept state police scrambling all day and all night. Check out these photos from the department's Facebook page. This one shows them rescuing someone from a truck that overturned on the turnpike. Troopers responded to over 500 crashes yesterday and helped more than 900 stranded drivers. They've been asking people to stay inside if you don't need to travel and to take it slow on the roads if you do. And Governor Murphy says state offices are open today following a 2-hour delay in the morning. The delay allowed roads and parking lots and sidewalks to be cleared. The governor declared a state of emergency on Tuesday because of the storm. It is not clear yet when it will be lifted.
Good afternoon. I'm meteorologist Brittany Borer here with a look at the satellite radar. Here's our storm pushing well offshore up into the coastal waters offshore from Maine, so our skies are looking pretty good right now. We did see several inches of snow, the highest totals coming out of North Caldwell, 23 inches. Mahwah saw 17 inches. Newark, you saw 4 inches of snow yesterday with this system. The ski resorts made out pretty good. Mount Snow saw 27 inches of snow. Bel Air, 10 inches of new snow for you there. So it'll be a great day to get out and hit the slopes, but do watch out for that wind chill. It's going to be very chilly, feeling like we are freezing during this afternoon as we go into the evening hours. Overnight, we start out the day tomorrow only feeling like the teens and the 20s out there across the region, so make sure you're dressing appropriately for that. There is a chance that we could see some flurries in the air tomorrow during the afternoon hours, but those highs will be in the 40s, so that's not really going to accumulate or stick around for long. That flurry chance extends through Friday. Saturday, we see fair skies. It's going to be a pretty pleasant weekend, but we are watching the chance for a potential coastal storm to come into the region for us on Monday.
Well, the Garden State is digging out today from yesterday's nor'easter number 2. Coming up, the latest on how utility companies, mass transit, and airports are doing today, just hours after the big snowfall. That's next.